leak, and this time it pretty much corroborates what we've seen before from Ming-Chi Ko. Now that specific leak was pretty crazy because if you think about it, Ming-Chi Ko, his track record is crazy. I think he's one of the top 10 or whatever, like, most accurate leakers. And this time we have another person who's not really, I guess, some crazy, accurate person, or who doesn't have like a super long history, but this guy Ross Young, he tweeted out pretty much, some other things. Now I'll talk about the other thing he tweeted about the iPhone SE 4 later on, probably in a separate video, because that is a crazy thing I have to dissect. But this iPhone SE 3 is pretty much going to be probably one of the smaller upgrades going from one iPhone to the other. This person pretty much mentions that, it's still going to maintain that same 4.7-inch panel, and it's going to be coming out in 2022. Now, those are pretty much the main things that have been pretty much circulating. I really don't think it's going to be changing much more than that. I think it's going to be that 4.7-inch panel. The biggest addition is that it could be bringing 5G, and I think that's going to be really cool. Currently, the iPhone SE 2 does not support 5G, so I think that would be pretty cool, Is it important? I don't know. It's like kind of 50-50. The main problem I have with this is that if Apple puts in 5G and they don't put in a bigger battery, that's just going to be such a big miss in my opinion, because you're going to be having an iPhone that already doesn't have that great battery life, and then you put in 5G inside of it, making the battery life even worse. So hopefully Apple improves the battery life. Apparently with the Apple A15 Bionic chip or whatever they're going to make this year, that should be bringing some pretty big improvements for the battery life. But the more important thing is that iOS 15 is said to be a pretty big redesign in terms of, power consumption and battery life. So that's some things we've heard. Again, there's no way to, verify that either. We haven't really been getting too many iOS leaks, so that's the only thing I've heard for the most part. So if those things are true, then maybe the iPhone SE 2 could have better battery life potentially. But my bigger problem is that Apple needs to go ahead and improve the battery life. The number one complaint about the iPhone SE 2, there's probably two. It's like a mixture. One is the front camera and maybe a little bit of the back camera with no additional sensors, but it's still a really good camera. And the battery life, that is the number one issue. A lot of people aren't even complaining about the, bezels or Touch ID or performance or anything like that. Those things are perfectly fine. It's just the battery life. For my tests that I've done, that was the number one issue that I've had. And I think if Apple is bringing in 5G, that is a big enough reason for me, let alone to think that they're probably going to end up bringing a bigger battery life inside of it. Again, that's just kind of my own thing. There's no way to verify that either. But the iPhone SE 4 is probably the one you should wait out for. That one is a crazy, according to this person, and I think from another person too. I don't know if Ming-Chi Ko said it, I don't remember. But if that ends up being the case of what these rumors are saying, that is going to be a pretty big improvement. And this already makes me super excited about the iPhone 14, to be honest, as well. So that pretty much covers it up. If you guys have any other questions or anything like that, let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that'll mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. Every single subscriber that we get really does count, so it means so much if you guys get hit that. Also check out the other links down in the description as well. My Twitter, my Instagram, my other channels. More importantly than everything else,